The NASCAR Xfinity Series race has officially concluded from Pocono Raceway, and what looked like was going to be an easy win for Junior Motorsports and a potential field mileage finish turns a pretty chaotic finish with a crazy overtime finish and Austin Hill stealing the victory. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Pocono Raceway to explore the Pocono Mountains 225. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Garrett Smithley, Chad Chastain, and Blaine Perkins would all have to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, you had Josh Berry lead the field from the outside with Daniel Hemrick on the inside, and Josh Berry got a really strong run and was able to clear for the race lead. Sam Mayer actually got on the outside wall in lap 1 and going up at turn number 3 coming down the long straightaway, but was able to save it. Meanwhile, Josh Berry pulled out a pretty big lead, and no one really had anything for him. And a couple laps ago in stage 1, you had Cole Custer come down pit road from 9th position. They're complaining about maybe some brake issues, and they came down pit road. Were the only cars that came down pit road, but nobody had anything for Josh Berry as he would dominate and win stage 1 here at Pocono. All the lap cars would come down pit road, except a couple others like Brendan Poole, Alex Abay, Cole Custer, Sheldon Creed also came down pit road as well. Sheldon Creed had a terrible pit stop. He got boxed in, and basically had Josh Williams had an equipment interference penalty. I believe that came off pit road first. I think maybe it was Sheldon Creed. I'm not entirely sure. So now on the restart, Cole Custer lead the field from the outside with Josh Berry on the inside, and Josh Berry got a really strong restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Then a lap later, Jeffrey Earnhardt was complaining, basically had a loose whip, basically had a tire that went flat. He had to come down the road because of a flat tire on the access road. Then he had a really good battle starting to happen between Justin Allgaier and Josh Berry, who were both the two fastest cars on the racetrack. But then, green flag pit stops started happening. First on lap 35, Park Clearman, he came down pit road. And then a few laps later, Ryan Sieg, Sheldon Creed, and Daniel Suarez, they came down pit road. Daniel Suarez originally was going to take 4 tires, but because he almost went a lap down because they had a terrible pit stop, they took 2 tires. But they were all able to stay on the lead lap, and it would not matter as coming off the final corner, Josh Berry held off a hard-charging Justin Allgaier, who tried to make a run at Josh Berry for the stage win, but it wouldn't be enough. Josh Berry would win stage number 2. Then we saw a little bit of strategy where guys like Justin Allgaier, Daniel Suarez, Sheldon Creed, and Ryan Sieg and Park Clearman stay out, while the rest leaders came down pit road, and Austin Hill got a speeding penalty on pit road as well. So then, on the next restart, Justin Allgaier lead the field from the outside with Daniel Suarez on the inside, and we saw Josh Berry restart from, I think, 5th position at the time because he was behind the 4 cars. And then on the restart, trouble would strike coming down the long straightaway. One of the things that have been talked about and been brought to the teams this week is basically when it comes to the fuel mod, or basically having a terrible restarts. And then basically everyone got bottled up on the restart, and Cole Custer and John Hernimacek crashed on the restart and got a ton of damage and crashed in the outside wall, bringing the caution out. John Hunter just got scored up by his teammate, I think it was Sammy Smith at the time, and had nowhere to go there and just hit the outside wall, and Cole Custer just got collected in that. Also, Sam Mayer, he got some damage as well from that, had to come down the road to fix that. So all those guys, they came down pit road. You saw a little strategy. Riley Herbst, Sammy Smith, they came down pit road the next lap, and other guys came down pit road. So then, on lap 51, we went back green with Daniel Suarez leading the field from the outside with Justin Allgaier on the inside, and Justin Allgaier was able to clear for the race lead. Then eventually, Josh Berry was able to catch Justin Allgaier. They had a really good battle for the lead, and eventually Josh Berry, though, passed for the race lead. Then we started seeing green flag pit stops once again because everyone knew that they could come down the road and make it to the end. First, Daniel Suarez, he came down pit road. The next lap, you had Chandler Smith and Corey Heim come down pit road. Then you had Justin Allgaier, Daniel Hemrick, Jeb Burton, Brendan Poole come down the next lap. Then the next lap, you had Sammy Smith and Connor Mosack come down pit road with Sammy Smith taking gas only. Then the next lap, you saw Parker Kligerman and Cass Grawl come down pit road. And then you saw on lap 61, you saw Josh Berry and Sheldon Creed come down pit road, handing the lead to Chase Elliott. Meanwhile, Josh Berry was eventually able to, because he was the first car up on the guys with fresh tires, he was able to get the race lead of the guys on the fresh tires at the time, coming back through the field. Then with 22 laps to go, it looked like we were going to get a caution for Cass Grawl, who was spinning, but for some reason they didn't throw the caution for that. He spun, I think, across Corey Heim's nose, if I'm not mistaken, but the race stayed green. Then with 20 laps to go, Chase Elliott, he came down from the race lead. And then the Weasley stayed green. At this point, you had 2 strategies going on. You had a strategy of Josh Berry and Justin Allgaier and Chandler Smith. And you had a strategy of Riley Herbst, Austin Hill, and Sam Mayer. The guys are trying to make it end on field that thought they could make it to the end but would have to save. And the guys like Josh Berry, who were basically could make it to the end on field even with overtime. And then the next few laps, he had Ryan Seat came down pit road. But then the race would change with 12 laps to go or 11 laps to go when Joey Gay spun from 20th position after slowing down way in front of Justin Allgaier. And Justin Allgaier had nowhere to go, and he said he couldn't see them. But Justin Allgaier completely runs in the back of Joey Gase, bringing the caution out. I think that's a mixture of both drivers. I have no idea why Joey Gase was completely slowing in the middle of the corner, but Justin Allgaier definitely ran into the back of him. I think that's just a racing incident, unfortunately, but it's a major mistake by both drivers. Not one driver's at fault for that. I think both drivers are at fault. I know Justin was taking full blame, but Joey Gase is definitely at fault for that incident right there. So then at this point, a lot of the leaders came down pit road, but drivers stayed out, including Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer, Austin Hill, Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, Sheldon Creed, and Ryan Sieg. Brandon Jones actually had lead when the caution came out, and they were actually going to come down pit road when the caution did come out. So another restart with 10 at least 6 laps to go. Yeah, Riley Herbst lead the field from the outside with Sam Mayer on the inside, and we saw basically a really strong run for Josh Berry, and Austin will get really good restarts, and they're able to both get to first and second position. And it looked like it was going to be a really good battle between Austin Hill and Josh Berry for the win, as Josh Berry had gotten a race lead. But then, with 5 laps to go, the final caution to race 10 lead would come out for Connor Mosek, who got into the outside wall and just rode the wall for some reason and brought the caution out. Connor Mosek was not having a good day to begin with. He qualified well, but struggling throughout the day and brought the caution out with a ton of damage. So then we get to the final restart of this race with Josh Berry leading the field from the outside with Sam Mayer on the inside. And we saw Josh Berry get a really strong restart going to turn number 1. But Josh Berry bottles it. He gets way too high off in the corner and nearly hits the outside wall really, really hard and drops back into 3rd position. But at this point, Josh Berry was right behind and was running Austin Hill back down because he had fresher tires and more fuel in his car as well. And they were running them down. Meanwhile, coming down the straightaway to the white flag, Justin Allgaier and Chandler Smith, they make contact down the straightaway. And as it came to the white flag, Josh Berry tried to make a run and tried to get to the inside of Austin Hill, but he had to wash back up the racetrack, and there was contact between Josh Berry and Sam Mayer battling for second position. He also had contact between Austin Hill and Josh Berry at the time as well, and they were battling for the second position behind Austin Hill, who had cleared for the lead, and then there was contact between Josh Berry and Sam Mayer coming down the straightaway, and then Josh Berry lost the tire and hit the outside wall really, really hard, bringing the final caution out. Meaning that coming to the checker flag under caution, Austin Hill will score his 4th victory of the 2023 season, his first ever win in competition at Pocono, and also his 6th career NASCAR Xfinity Series victory. Massive congratulations to Austin Hill. Austin Hill definitely did not have the fastest car, but they played the fuel strategy correctly. They got benefited by cautions, no doubt about that, but really good to see Austin Hill get a win. I know a lot of people are going to say that he stole this victory, but he was in the right position, the right time, and you got to play these strategies correct, even if you don't have the best car, because Austin Hill clearly was not the fastest car today for sure, but he played the strategy correctly, he played the strategy right, and gets the victory. 4th win of the year, 1st win since I think the 5th race of the year at Atlanta, so it's been a long time since he's won a race, but he has 11 top 5 finishes here, which I think is more than anybody else now at this particular point, and will make up a lot of points on the regular season championship as well with the victory. So huge congratulations to Austin Hill on winning this race. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the race results, and I'll give you my score of today's race. So Austin Hill picks up the victory. Sam Mayer finishes second. He had a lot of damage on his car after the contact with Josh Berry on the last lap. But Sam Mayer, a great day for him, especially in the points. He ran top 5 and top 10 pretty much most of the day. He did have some damage earlier. I think got involved in the wreck with John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer, but does get benefited from the fuel strategy and finishes second. Really strong run there for Sam Mayer. He had a great day, and you know what? Benefits from having a lot of points. Get a really strong second place finish. Great run right there for Sam Mayer, who needs points because that's the main he's going to be benefited going forward. Basically, 3rd position, I think third place goes to Sheldon Creed. Great day for Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed, actually, Chase Elliott, he finished his 3rd in this race. Great run for Chase Elliott in 3rd place. Chase Elliott basically about the best he ran all day. He was struggling to get through the field at the beginning. I think he had a terrible start, but gets a really strong top 5 finish. I think he's only playing Xfinity Series start of 2023. Good to see Chase Elliott finish in the top 5. I thought I was going to be talking about how Chase Elliott was washed or something, but good to see Chase Elliott finish top 5 and 3rd, but it was my pick coming into the weekend. Riley Herbst finishes 4th. He got benefited from the fuel strategy as well, but a really good day for Riley Herbst. I feel like this team's been up and down so far this year, but good to see that they're doing some benefits and signs of improvement. A very solid top 5 for Riley Herbst in 4th place. Daniel Heinrich finishes 5th, was strong early, fell back after a bad restart in the beginning of stage 2, but does cover to finish 5th. Solid run for him. Sammy Smith finishes 6th. Good run for Sammy Smith in 6th place. I think it's the first time he's come back to Pocono, so good run to see Sammy Smith in 6th. Brandon Jones finished 7th. He had fresh tires near the end of the race and was leading when that caution came out for all the craziness that happened behind him. But nonetheless, a good day for Brandon Jones, 7th place. I think that's only his 4th or 5th top 10 finish of 2023. So good to see him have a solid run and finish in 7th. Brett Moffitt finishes 8th. How about that for Brett Moffitt? I think he'll make up some points on the cutoff line. He's been doing really good, especially as of recently. I think he's had like 7 or 8 straight finishes inside the top 15. So great run for this team. They're showing some fruits of their labor. Very solid top 15 finish in 8th place. Parker Kligerman finishes 9th. Solid recovery for this team. They struggled in the beginning, but they started recovering throughout the day. And nonetheless, a solid top 10 finish for Parker Kligerman in 9th. And Daniel Suarez finishes 10th. They struggled in the beginning of the race, but they recovered as they go on, and they were able to get a solid top 10 finish in 10th. Not a bad run for him. 11th place finisher Sheldon Creed. Actually, solid run for Sheldon Creed in 11th place. I mean, he was good throughout the day, but struggled throughout the day as well, but finishes 11th. Jeb Burns finishes 12th. Decent run for him, and it's getting another top 15 finish. He's been having a decent year so far. Solid run for him in 12th place. Anthony Alfredo finished 13th. Decent run for him. Ty Dillon finished 14th. Not a bad run for him. I thought he'd do a little better with the RCR equipment, but he finishes 14th. Jeremy Clements finishes 15th. Decent run for him. Kyle Sieg finishes 16th. Joe Graf Jr. finished 17th. Ryan Ellis finishes 18th. Jeffrey Earnhardt finishes 19th, who actually came back from a flat tire and recovers, finishing the top 20. You got to do what you got to do to get a top 20, and he finishes 19th. So good to see 2 of the Alpha Prime Racing cars finish in the top 20. And Chandler Smith, after the contact with Justin Allgaier, he finished 20th. Tough break for him. He had a top 5 car a lot of this day, and unfortunately, his chance to win went out the window with his contact and just getting trapped back there with a lot of guys because a lot of guys were ahead of him on the strategy. Garrett Smithley finished 21st. Decent run for him. Ryan Sieg finished 22nd. Justin Allgaier finished 23rd. Justin Allgaier had one of the best cars for sure. But unfortunately, he probably had the second best car. But unfortunately, he made mistakes on the racetrack, got a ton of damage from the contact with Joey Gase, and that completely took him out of contention. And instead of going out there and winning, he finished 23rd. Tough break for Justin Allgaier. Josh Berry finished 24th. Man, bad mistake at the end of this race for Josh Berry. He clearly had the fastest car in this race. He led, I think, nearly 50 laps this race, but made that mistake on the restart, misjudged the corner, dropped back, and was probably going to finish second or third. Then had that contact with Sam Mayer. That was on him, unfortunately, just racing for second. Should have just tried to get the second. But unfortunately for Berry, this is a race he's going to regret. He should have probably won this race. If that caution where Joey Gase doesn't come out, he's easily winning this race, but he made a mistake near the end, and it cost him a shot at the win. Instead of going to victory lane, he finishes in 24th. Kaz Grala finished 25th. Patrick Emily finished 26th. Blaine Perkins finished 27th. Alex Abay finished 28th. Brendan Poole finished 29th. Chad Chastain finished 30th. Joey Gase, after crashing, finished 31st. John Nemechek finished 32nd. John Hunter had a car that easily could have won this race, but like I said, he had the contact with Cole Custer, and that took him out of complete contention. He did gain a few points because he stayed on the racetrack, but nonetheless, he finished 32nd. Cole Custer, after crashing, he finished 33rd. Connor Mosack, after crashing out of the race, he finished 34th. I'm getting frustrated with Connor Mosack on a week-by-week basis, especially on the ovals. He's making mistakes. He's driving in a good car, and he should be running better than that in the 19 car. Parker Reslap finished 35th after fuel pressure issues, I think. Josh Williams finished 36th. Corey Allen finished 37th. No idea what happened to him. He kind of struggled throughout the day. And Sage Karam, who had some issues, finishes last in 38th place. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score of today's race. Honestly, I thought today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race at Pocono might have been a little better than the Truck Series race. It was very, very fun to watch. I loved the good racing up front. He had good battles up front throughout the field, especially between Justin Allgaier and Josh Berry. Granted, the first stage I thought was a little bit boring, but there was good racing behind the leader. I thought stage 2 was pretty solid. And in stage 3, we didn't know we were going to get a fuel mileage finish or a chaotic finish. I thought the caution came out on the last lap. I feel like they could have kept it green going to the checker flag, but there was debris on the front stretch they probably would have had to avoid, so it's a really tough call to say. But I thought the finish was solid. I thought the truck finish was definitely better, though, than the Xfinity finish today. Nonetheless, I'm going to give today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race overall an 8 out of 10. Actually 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, I enjoyed this race from start to finish. It was pretty enjoyable, pretty fun to watch. Pretty good short race walk because it was only 90 laps. So it's pretty enjoyable, and I thought today's race was pretty solid. I thought both races today were pretty good, but I thought the Xfinity race might have been a little better than the Truck Series race. So that is going to be for today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Pocono. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on so you know if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Austin Hill on picking up the victory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we're going to have the NASCAR Cup Series race view from Pocono. Then on Monday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video on the channel discussing news that's been revealed over the last couple days. And we'll also likely have the Truck Series race picks for Richmond. Then on Tuesday, we'll have NASCAR Xfinity Series race picks for Road America. And if any major news breaks, we'll have that on the channel covering it right here. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.